Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving right into the absolutely wild Indian Ocean recovery of SpaceX's Starship Flight 13. We're going to break down the massive challenges of this operation, and we'll uncover a pretty surprising truth: why saving the physical rocket actually isn't the main goal here at all. Right off the bat, to really grasp the scale of what we're talking about, just picture this. You've got 200 tons of stainless steel bobbing violently out there in the Indian Ocean. Managing a structure with that kind of sheer mass in the middle of open, completely unpredictable water is honestly an absolute logistical nightmare for these recovery teams. But here's the twist that totally flips the whole narrative on its head. As much as everyone is stressing out about recovering those 200 tons of steel, saving the actual metal doesn't matter. I know it sounds totally counterintuitive, but when you look at the mission reports, they tell a fascinatingly different story. Okay, let's jump into Section 1, Battling the Rough Seas. To really get why the metal doesn't matter, we first have to look at what these guys are physically dealing with. The SpaceX team has been fighting some seriously severe weather to secure this 52-meter-long spacecraft. Trying to delicately maneuver an aerodynamic structure that's literally half the length of a football field through choppy, hostile ocean conditions, it's incredibly dangerous work. Fox 35 Orlando actually covered this, noting it's the very first time the company has tried to recover the world's biggest rocket from the ocean after a test flight. And they described it perfectly, saying it eerily resembles a giant whale just resting on the water. Anyone who has ever been on a boat knows that getting massive objects to do what you want in the ocean is next to impossible. That's exactly the battle SpaceX has been fighting. Which brings us right to Section 2, the ultimate plot twist. This is the reality almost everyone watching from the outside completely misses. While the public is kind of panicking over how they're going to tow this steel giant back to land, the reality is starkly different. From day one, this ship was never, ever meant to fly again. The exact second those extremely hot Raptor engines, the sensitive avionics, and that aerospace-grade 304L stainless steel hit corrosive saltwater, the physical ship just became deadweight. So moving on to Section 3, Data over Deadweight. The absolutely crucial point here is that SpaceX wasn't out there hunting to save the metal. They were hunting for data. Take S-40 Ship 40, for example. S-40 didn't fail in the ocean. It already won. Why? Because before the waves even really hit and took their toll, those recovery teams had already scanned every single inch of the Raptor engines and the heat shield seams. All that critical information is already locked away safely on SpaceX servers. The physical ship might be a goner, but the digital gold mine, totally secured. Elon Musk himself confirmed this reality on X. He acknowledged the grim physical recovery, literally saying it was not looking good. But in the very same breath, he celebrated getting those critical close-up photos for future upgrades. The visual and diagnostic data is the true prize here. The hardware is basically just the wrapper it came in. And, industry experts totally agree with this approach. Florida Tech space expert Don Platt echoed this exact sentiment. He pointed out that getting eyes on the vehicle, inspecting it, and actually ripping parts off the heat shield right there in the water is exactly what SpaceX needs to make their next big engineering leap. They're literally dissecting it in the ocean to learn how to build the next one better. Let's look at Section 4, Sink It or Lose It. This whole oceanic autopsy leads to a crazy high-stakes question. What happens if the rocket simply can't survive the trip back to shore? Well, here's the stark reality mapped out. Step 1, attempt surface recovery. Step 2, as we just talked about, extract the photos and parts. But if the spacecraft cannot safely be brought back, they move to Step 3, a strict scuttle protocol. They will intentionally sink it. It's a crucial plan B so that international competitors can't get their hands on this cutting-edge tech. They'll literally send it to the bottom of the sea before letting someone else reverse engineer it. Finally, Section 5, the offshore space future. Having to utilize the ocean in this way is actually pushing the entire spaceflight industry into a whole new operational era. The federal government is currently weighing the expansion of offshore space launch and re-entry activities, and SpaceX is fully on board. They've actually submitted an official letter to the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, fully supporting the use of the outer continental shelf for these exact types of facilities. We're talking purpose-built setups for launching and catching reusable space vehicles way out at sea. Now, why move offshore? Well, according to Don Platt, the benefits are massive. Out there, you have no shrimp boats to dodge, no cruise ships in the way, no commercial jets flying overhead. This means you can launch when you're ready, deal with fewer regulations, and totally bypass the crazy congestion on land as the space industry explodes in size. But as we aggressively look to this oceanic frontier for the future of spaceflight, it leaves us with one massive question. Will the undeniable logistical benefits of launching and catching from the sea ultimately outweigh the looming environmental costs? As this whole industry scales up, balancing technological progress with ocean preservation is going to be the next great hurdle. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will leave you to ponder that question until next time.